We have from South Asia like India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bangladesh. And you take Southeast Asia, we have Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines. East Asia, if you take, we have Japan, Korea, Taiwan, right? And not forgetting, we have Australia and New Zealand also. So we have all across the globe. That is what Titans means actually, right? So the today program is going to be a very, very important program for all of us, right? It's going to be one of the best events, best programs you have ever participated. I'm sure about it, right? So to make full use of this, you need to agree with some ground rules. I hope you all know about. I hope you all know about the ground rules on these online platforms, right? So today event, you can keep your video on, right? You can keep your video on, unless otherwise there's a issue with your signals. You can keep the video on. If the signal is troubling you, then you can switch off your video, right? Otherwise, keep the video on, but make sure you keep the mic on mute mode. Otherwise, you will disturb the event, right? So always keep the mic on mute mode, okay? And my dear friends, don't miss even 1 minute of this program. Arrange everything now itself. Arrange a notebook, a pen, everything, right? Because the event is going to be a really wonderful event, right? So today we have a very, very special person. This person is special, means is special in many areas, right? And basically today we are here as Titans because of this person, right? There's no other person. The vision of Titans started with him. He's the main visionary in the Titans group. So he's the founder of Titans actually, right? We have founding partners. He's the main founder, right? And after joining the business, this person, after joining the business, within few years, he understood the importance of having a system. So that is why he created the team Titans, right? And this person is an immensely successful person. He's a successful entrepreneur. He's a successful businessman in all means, right? He falls into the 3% in the world. This person we are going to bring up today, he falls into the 3% category in the world. He is successful in financial life, successful in the family life, right? Today he's living in the USA, right? He counts 20 years experience in this business, what we are going to talk today. Actually, my dear friends, he talks wisdom. The words coming out from his mouth, you can directly put into a book. The knowledge what he's sharing is that much important, right? So because he became a very successful person in our company long back. He's one of the youngest V partner when he was awarded the V partner position, right? So without taking much of your time, let me welcome Titans founding partner, V partner, Arun George for you.
Good morning. How are you all? I hope wherever you are doing very well. For me, it is about 9:45 in the morning here, so I have my coffee. I think it's I don't know, some of you are having dinner time, and some of you are having the afternoon tea time or morning breakfast time. So I know that we have people from all the way from Australia in the east to North America in the west. So welcome to all of you. Now, this is a welcome session for all of you who have decided to get started in this journey with us. Okay. You have started on a journey is which is mind blowing, which is unbelievable. I have had the privilege of starting this same journey that you are on right now 20 years ago. My journey started actually in the month of June in the year 2000. So this is exactly 20 years since I started this adventurous journey of entrepreneurship and network marketing and direct sales and all that. Now, at the other end of this journey that is waiting for each one of you is freedom. Okay. Now, freedom in all the sense, not just financial, but every worry that is associated with not having enough money will not come into your life. All right. And that means almost 99.99% of all the worries that people have. All right. Even the worries that people think are not associated with money is actually associated with money, because people don't have the time to take care of their health or their relationships or their spiritual life, because they're running after money. So once that area is sorted, your life just takes a magical turn. It becomes rich, it becomes colorful. And you and me, we are privileged to get on this journey. All right. Now, first of all, I want to congratulate you. I want to appreciate you. And I want to tell you that I respect you because you made the decision to get started in this journey. See, most people, they complain. Okay. And the problem is that they only complain. They don't do anything about it. They complain about their job. They complain about their boss. They complain about not having money. They complain about their country. They complain about their government. They complain about their parents, their teachers, their kids, their husband, their wife. They blame everything around them for their lack of success. All right. And a lot of people are not willing to do something about it, because when you become ready to do something about it, when you get willing to do something about it, that means that now the ownership is on you and you have to do something. All right. And a lot of people prefer just to stay where they are and complain about it. And the respect I have for each one of you is because that you decided that enough is enough. I'm going to do something about it. All right. Now, the conviction, the strength of that belief might be different for different people. If you are just getting started in the business, then that belief is pretty small. Okay. And that is okay. That is how it is always. As you get started, all right, all that you have inside of you is more like a hope. Okay. I want something better, and I hope that this business will give me what I want. Okay. And that hope is what that makes us take that first step. All right. Now, hope is very good and it is important, but we cannot become successful just on hope alone. It helps us take that first step, which is fantastic. So today, what we're going to discuss about is all the things that you need to do immediately to get started in this journey in the right foot. Okay. Everything that is needed for you to become successful, we will not be able to cover in this one session. Okay, we are going to be here together for the next 1 hour or so, maybe a little bit more than 1 hour. Okay, so I want your complete attention. All right, like my friend Buddhi was saying, take away all the distraction around you and just focus. All right. And I'm going to share with you some of the very important things, which are very, very important, especially while you're getting started. Okay. One of the most difficult things is getting started, and you have done. And what we want to ensure is that you are getting started in the right direction. All right. So, with that, let me welcome you again to QNet and to the We and the Titans. All right. Now, the Titans is an organization, okay, of you, of me, and all others, your uplines. All right. So, this organization was formed about 18 years ago, all right, when I was in my second year in the business. And I was mentored and guided to form this organization by the founders and the chief, Patman Sanatiraja, because it is very difficult for someone to become successful in this business by themselves. All right. Now, when you start off, of course, you are guided by your immediate upline, all right, who sponsored you into the business. They guide you and all that stuff. But soon, the mentoring process cannot be done by just one person. All right. There are many reasons for that. Sometimes, the requirement of the team outgrows what one individual can provide. Sometimes it is various other reasons. Sometimes it's just that if some people only listen to one person over a period of time, that one person can become ineffective. So other people contribute, same like how you raise your family, right? Your kids, even though they listen to you and obey you in the beginning, but after they reach teenage and they've been listening to you for maybe 10 years, now they don't listen to you anymore. All right. And sometimes the same thing that you are saying, if somebody else says, especially their friends and colleagues, now they accept it even more. All right. So that is how our minds work. So this team of people, okay, is required to help you build an organization, especially an organization around the world. So we started this organization called the Titans. Now, Titans stands for the team in trust and spirit. Okay. So in essence, it is a team. It is not an individual. It is a team. And the purpose of this team is to help each other, to uplift each other. So welcome to each one of you to the team Titans. All right. Now, you have started this journey. All right. Now, the vehicle that you have chosen to complete this journey is direct sales or network marketing. Okay. This industry has been around for close to 100 years. It is today the size of the industry of direct sales or network marketing or multi-level marketing is close to $200 billion. What does that mean? It means that as of 2018, okay, the 2019 figures will come next month. But as of 2018, in the whole year, all the sales done by all the network marketing companies around the world, if you put that together, that is 200 billion, a little over 200 billion. Not million, not the M, B, like a boy, billion. Okay, that is big. Just to help you understand that, if network marketing was a country, okay, if it was a country, now we know there are close to more than 200 countries around the world, 200, 250 or whatever. If network marketing was a country, the GDP, the economy would place that as the 50th country from the top, just above New Zealand. Okay, so it is not a small industry, it is a huge industry around the world. There are close to 100 million people involved in this industry. All right, now this is a phenomenal industry. Okay, this industry has helped create a lot more millionaires with very humble backgrounds, from almost nothing, okay, rags to riches, from poverty to being financially free. All right, the maximum number of people around the world has been created by this one industry called network marketing. All right, a lot of people depend on this industry to supplement their income. All right, now there are many companies around the world which are involved in this business of network marketing. The company that we are doing business with is called QNet. All right. Now, I can tell you a lot of things about QNet. Why this is the best network marketing company in the world. All right. Now, I just want to emphasize on one very important thing. Now, most of the things that probably you already know about the credibility of the company, them being the only direct sales company sponsoring English Premier League, the team, Manchester City, and them having their own big corporate headquarters in a 13th floor building, a tower in Malaysia. Okay, them doing a lot of charity projects around the world, and their tie-ups with United Nations and many organizations around the world. All right, maybe you have heard about all these things in the presentation that you attended, or from the website, company's website, or whatever. All right, you also know that this is spread in so many countries around the world. But there are two things I really want to emphasize here that I want you to understand about the company. First and foremost, the founders, the people who started this company, okay, Dato Sri Vijay and Japadas Bismarck. These are two very humble human beings who were very normal people before they started this company. They have known the power of network marketing for many years. All right, Dato Sri was educated in US, and while he was studying in US, he came across this industry as a young college boy, and he's found the power of this. All right, so when he went back to Malaysia and he started, his own corporate journey, he forgot about this industry for a while. But at some point in time, he started thinking about it, how this can help people around the world. All right. Now, Dato Sri Vijay is a person from childhood who has this passion of impacting people, affecting people, and helping them grow. All right. And he was looking for something to do. Now, his parents and all are involved in big charity projects and all that stuff. But he was more like a corporate person, educated and all that. So he was looking for a suitable thing by which he can help a lot of people around the world, not just one or two or 10 or 20 people. All right. And more importantly, his belief is like, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but you teach a man how to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. Okay. This is the kind of principle what he believes in. So he started to think more about this industry of network marketing, and he started this company called QNet. And the company started in 1998. 1998 in Asia was a very bad year. It was the year of Asian financial crisis. Okay. Something similar to what is happening now around the world, but now the financial problems are because of the pandemic. Okay. But at that time, it was because of a financial crisis. The economy in Asia was a total collapse. All right. So at that time, a lot of people were losing jobs left, right, and center. And he wanted to help them. And in the peak of that financial crisis, this company started. All right. And he and his friend, Joseph Bismarck, they started this company. So this company QNet started with the aim of impacting and helping majority of the people. So why is that important? Now, it is important because this is the only company in the world in network marketing which pays about 50% of their revenue in commissions. Okay? No other company does it. No other company pays this much amount of commission. All right. Most of the other companies in our industry pays 20 to 30 or maybe 35%. That's it. But QNet from the day one has been paying 50%. Okay. Sometimes it goes to even 55%. But the goal of the founders is to program the compensation plan in such a way that at least 50% goes to the network. Okay. So this is the highest paying network marketing company in the world. Okay. And it has been for the last 22 years from the day it started. And that is a big thing. Okay. Now, the motto, the vision of the company, of the founders is rhythm. Raise yourself to help mankind. All right. So that is their belief that you cannot do anything for the people around you unless you raise yourself. Okay. That's the principle that the founders believe in. So if you want to do something, even for your own family, your own children, all right, you cannot be taking help. You have to be in a capacity to give help to people. So raise yourself. Everybody talks about charity. Everybody talks about doing things for other people. But when we ourselves are on the receiving end of charity, whether it is coming from government or other people, but if we are on the receiving end, there is hardly anything we can do to other people. All right. So the principle they believe in is, first, let us help you to raise yourself. Okay. Let us help ourselves to raise, and then we can impact the mankind. So raise yourself, RYTHM, to help mankind. So when you raise yourself, you can help a lot more people. All right. Your impact is going to be very huge. All right. So this is the core principle on which this company is founded. That is a huge difference when it comes to all the other thousands of companies around the world. All right. And I already told you that this is the only company that pays almost 50%. Okay. Now, anybody can say we pay 50% and all that. And some of those companies don't even survive 2 years because it's very bad compensation plan design. But the mere fact that QNet has been there for 22 years. My dear friends, 22 years is not a small thing. All right. Many families don't survive for 22 years. Many husband and wife don't survive for 22 years. Parents and kids, fight and separate in 22 years. All right. Government sometimes, countries go bankrupt. 22 years is a big span of time to prove the credibility of any company. Okay. And it was not just any 22 years. The last 22 years has been especially challenging. Okay. I told you about the financial crisis, what our company had, not the company, the economy had when the company started in 98 and 2000. Okay. After that, there have been many crises. In the year 2000 in the West, there was this dot-com bubble. All the internet companies went bankrupt. Okay. Majority of them. All right. Or collapsed. Then in 2008, probably a lot of you might remember, there was a global financial meltdown. Okay. It started in the US, went to the West. It affected all the countries around the world within 2 years. All right. In 2008. And our company grew even stronger during that time. And during the last 2-3 months, when a lot of people have been losing jobs, even the people who are having jobs, their salary has been cut by 50% or whatever, our company has been growing. Our company has been one of those very few companies which was actually paying more to people. Okay. Now, I don't know when you started this journey with us. If you started it 2 months ago, you might remember of all the different prizes and bonanza and various things QNet was giving to people to help them grow their business. All right. So instead of cutting down, they were actually giving more. Now, the only way a company can grow in the middle of all these challenges for 22 years and keep growing is only if their financial planning, their business plan, and their management is strong enough. All right. Now, I can talk a lot about the details, but I just want you to know only one thing. Okay. If these things were not strong and not in place, this company would not have survived 22 years. All right. So 22 years is a huge thing for a company to prove itself. All right. Its management team, its business plan, its financial stability, and all that stuff. All right. So not only you are blessed to be in one of the best industries to get started. If you want to be financially free, you are also with the best company in the industry. QNet was the first e-commerce network marketing company. When they started in 98, they started as an e-commerce company. All the other network marketing companies at that time were not e-commerce. All right. They had to, if you were a distributor at that time, you had to buy the products in bulk, pay for it in advance, keep it in your house, and then sell it to people, collect money from them. That was how the business was at that time. Okay. This business of network marketing 20 years ago. All right. And QNet was the very first company, okay, which started this business on e-commerce. And slowly, many other companies followed way. All right. We are the only company, okay, strong company which allows you to build across the globe. Not many companies allow you to do it. All right. So there are many things I can tell you about why, QNet is the best. All right. And probably you can tell that also by the fact that me and many of your upline leaders has been with this company for so many years. All right. And in the industry of network marketing, that is also very unheard of. All right. Sometimes people come into a company and then they go to some other company and this and that, all that happens. But just the fact that we are in this company from the beginning till date proves that there's no better network marketing company out there. None. All right. Now, people can say whatever they want to say, but in the next few months and the next 2 years, you will experience it to yourself. Now, every day, I'm thankful to the greater powers in the world, to God, to universe for, guiding me into getting involved not only with this industry but with this company. Okay. And my life has changed tremendously over the last many years. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of that. Some other time when we meet somewhere or in some other trainings, I will share with you my story. All right. It is an incredible story of how a young boy who just graduated from university and was working in a country in Middle East, got involved with this industry and slowly grew and built this organization around the world. I'm blessed to have involved with QNet when I was 23 years old. All right. I was just a boy, didn't know much, but I'm so happy that I got involved in this so early in life. I did not have to go through the sufferings of job and working for somebody else for many years. I only did that for 3 years in my life. All right. So now it doesn't matter where you are in your life. Okay. It doesn't matter. Maybe you just graduated. Maybe you are, in your mid 30s or whatever, or maybe you might be in your mid 50s or even beyond. Doesn't matter. All right. The rest of your life starts from today. All right. Whatever has happened until now, I'm sure it was important and that might be valuable in your future journey. But, one of the worst things we can do is think about the wasted time. All right. And a lot of people do this. They think about the wasted time. They think about the future, but they forget about the present. You are here right now. So be in the present and let us focus on building this business. All right. Now, whatever you have done until now, whatever knowledge you think you have about building a business or about becoming rich, I want you to take it away. All right. What has got you until now here will not get you to your goals, will not get you to your dreams. All right. The knowledge and experience and everything what you have until today got you where you are today. Now, if your goal in life is to remain where you are today, yeah, hold on to that knowledge. No problem. But if your goal in life is 100 times more than what you have today, all right, then you have to be willing to let go what you think you know. You need to be willing to learn things. All right. One of the biggest requirements for success in our business, and I want you to hear this very clearly. The biggest requirement for you to be successful in our business is to be coachable. You need to be willing to be coached by somebody else. Now, I know you might say, yeah, I'm ready. But I know it is not easy for a grown person to be sitting there and taking instructions from other people. All right. It is not easy. Maybe the other person might be somebody younger to you. Okay. The other person might be somebody who is socially not as educated as you. All right. The other person might be in whichever way you think, you might think that you are better than the other person. All right. And that prevents us from taking knowledge and listening and learning from the other person. All right. Everybody can learn from a book because the book doesn't argue with you. Okay. The book doesn't fight with you to prove a point. Or anybody can learn from a video where, there's no back and forth communication. It's easy. All right. But to learn from a person sitting in front of you, it requires a lot of humility. Okay. Our ego will not help us to move forward. So we need to be willing to let go of that ego. All right. So being coachable is the most important requirement to be successful in our business. Now, we refer to that in many ways. Sometimes we talk about that in a way where, empty your cup. Okay. Now, empty your cup simply means or refers to the fact that if a cup is already full, everything that you keep pouring into it just overflows. Nothing stays in the cup. All right. So a lot of us come into this business and go and sit in a training or a discussion with our uplines, already thinking that, yeah, I know, you just need to tell me how to present. You just need to tell me the details of the mechanics of the compensation plan. I know everything else. All right. Now, that attitude will keep us broke for the rest of our life. All right. It is not the mechanics that has kept you poor. All right. It is not the fact that you don't know the compensation plan that has kept you poor in your life so far. It is your attitude and mindset. Okay. Now, some of you don't agree to it. Some of you say, no, it was just the opportunity. If I had the right opportunity years ago, I would have become a millionaire today. And I'm telling you, that is wrong. That is false. You think that way, but that's not true. All right. Now, let me prove it to you. Where you are, okay, the place where you live, are there people who are extremely successful, multimillionaires, rich people, successful people? Yes, right? Everywhere, and especially where you live, there are people. Now, my second question is, did they become rich by doing network marketing or QNet? Chances are no. They made their money elsewhere. So the reason why you are not able to do that is not because of the mechanics. It is because of our mindset, our attitude. Okay. Just think for a second how many opportunities that you have wasted in the past. Some of them not even knowing that there were opportunities. All right. You're fast to get into, saying, oh, it won't work. It is too difficult. This things doesn't work, or, it's just that right in the beginning, the closed mindset. Okay. Not even willing to explore more. Now, that is one of those mindsets that keep us poor. Just one. There are many other things. Like, for example, not willing to learn from other people. All right. Thinking that, I know more than other people. This mentality of I know more than you. Do you know who has that more than anybody else? It is broke people. It is poor people. You will not find extremely successful rich people saying that, oh, I know better. They know, and they even tell that I am not the smartest person in the world. So they surround themselves with other more smart people. But the people who remain broke and poor, they are the people who constantly say, I know better, I am better. It's just that, I'm born in this country, or it's just that, I don't have the opportunity, or my parents did not, send me to this school. It's always something outside of them that they blame for keeping them where they are. All right. But it is not so. It is our own mind. And in this journey that you are with us for the next few years, you will see that this mindset changing. Okay. It's unbelievable. This journey will not only give you money and success and freedom, it will turn you and change you into a completely different person. As long as you're coachable. All right. Now, even though we start out as coachable, many of you might right now say, yes, I am coachable, make me rich. All right. Very good. The moment when we stop being coachable is when we find challenges, when we find difficulties. All right. Even though you think you're coachable right now, the moment you face one or two rejections or two or three people making fun of you for doing the business, then you stop being coachable. Then you think, oh, there's doubt forming in the mind. Then it's a whole different thing that's going on in the mind. Then you don't want to talk to your team, your uplines. You stop calling, you stop interacting and all that stuff. When everything is going good, it is easy to be coachable sometimes, all right? But when challenges happen, now we have this wall in front of us. We are defensive. We are hurt. Okay. We have so much doubt and fear and all that stuff. And that is the time you need to be even more coachable to pull you out of that hole. All right. Unfortunately, if you don't do that, what you will keep doing is just keep digging the hole and making it more deeper and deeper for yourself. All right. So I cannot emphasize the importance of this one factor, that is being coachable. All right. It's the most important thing. And as long as you're coachable, you're willing to learn from your uplines and follow what they're suggesting and teaching you, you will achieve success. All right. That is my guarantee. Okay. Not my assurance. It is my guarantee. As long as you're willing to follow what we tell you, what we teach you, you will become successful. All right. So, in this journey, you will need to learn some skills. All right. There are some skills which are very important, especially how do you approach people? Okay. How do you present the business? How do you handle objections? How do you build a team? There are specific tasks that need to be done, and you need to learn the skills of doing this task. All right. If you don't learn these skills, then you will waste a lot of time. A lot of your efforts and activities will be wasted. Okay. Now, your uplines will conduct training programs every week. Okay. On teaching you these skills. The first set of skills will be on how to invite people. Okay. So, we have a system. maybe some of you heard about this already. It is called the Titans system. Okay, from the experience of all of us over the last 20 years. Okay, myself, Balaji, Manoj, Cherian, just among the four of us, we have combined experience of almost 80 years in network marketing. All right. Then we have Suraj. Then we have Pubudu, Nuwan, Didi, Buddhi, Sagara, Madavala, all these people who have been with us in this journey for many, many years, 10, 15 years. All right. Among us, between us, we have more than 100 years of experience in this industry of making various people successful. Not only we have made ourselves raise, we have helped a lot of other people become millionaires through the business. So there is no guesswork involved. We know what need to be done. Okay. And all that thing we have combined and put into a system, a step-by-step system called the Titan system. Now, let me tell you a few things about the system. All right. It is very important that you follow this blindly. You just follow this blindly. All right. You got to follow it step by step. The system is not like a buffet, right? Where you go and then you pick and choose what you like. And sometimes you start with the desserts and then you end with the desserts and all that stuff. This is not like that. All right. You have to start where it starts and then just follow step by step. All right. You cannot look at the system book and say, oh, I think this, I will just do this. I will do this. I will do that. I don't want to make the list. I don't want to approach people. I will only do watching the video and reading the books and all that stuff. It doesn't work that way. All right. So the system is very simple. It is broken down into action steps that you can do. Anybody willing can do it. All right. So now we are doing a business. Okay. This is not a scheme. I already told you network marketing is an industry. It is a business. All right. It is a distribution business. All right. It is a way in which a product is distributed to the customers. All right. One of the ways. There are many ways of distributing, the brick and mortar stores, retail. It is one way of distributing. Okay. Amazon has another way of distributing, all this stuff. So in the distribution model of business, network marketing is one of those models. All right. And this is the only model where people like you and I can participate in the business. In all the other models, your participation to a great extent will limit to that of a consumer. All right. From Amazon, you might just end up just keeping on buying. All right. Coca-Cola has a big distribution network, one of the most successful distribution network in the world. Okay. Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Unilever. These are all companies which have a very successful distribution systems in the world. But can you make money from that? Very difficult. Unless you're willing to invest a few $1 million and take their franchise or distributorship or a shop, open up a shop to sell their products or something like that. All right. So most of us just participate in this business as a consumer, which is spending money. That's it. So this is the one of the distribution models which allows people like us to participate in the business, to grow our distribution network and earn money from it. All right. So this is not a scheme. It is not a program. This is a business. All right. Now, there are businesses which remain small and there are businesses which grow big. Okay. Even the big businesses start small. Okay. Say, for example, one of the most successful businesses in the world, okay, that almost everybody here in this call would have heard of is McDonald's. Okay. The McDonald's started as one restaurant many years ago in the US. All right. And what do they sell? They sell hamburgers. That's it. They sell hamburgers, French fries. And that was the restaurant. And today, They have thousands of restaurants around the world, and they do billions of dollars in sales. All right. They are the number one in the fast food industry. The number two is not even close. The number two doesn't even do half the sales what McDonald's is doing. Okay. So the product is not unique. Anybody can make burgers. All right. Every in North America and the West, every home make burgers at least once a day, burgers and sandwiches. Right. So how did this company with such normal product, nothing unique, they didn't invent a cure to the humanity or something like that, just simple casual product. How did they grow into such a big company? And there are other restaurants which started at the same time or even before McDonald's started, maybe had better burgers, but by now, maybe they would have closed. They would have gone out of business. And there are restaurants starting every day, even today, in your country, in my country, everywhere. All right. So what makes these big companies successful is that they start small, but then they build their business around a system. Okay. Now the system takes care of the growth. And the companies which don't build their growth on the foundation of a system, they don't grow. Okay. They only depend on the owner of the business. So if the owner cannot do something, the business cannot do. All right. Same like, the many, small restaurants and shops around you, where you are. There are many small shops. The owner is the system. Okay. Now, the reason why they don't have a system is maybe because they're not ambitious enough. They just say, no, I just need one shop that is good for me. Maybe they don't think it is possible. All right. Maybe they don't know. They don't have the knowledge. There could be many reasons. But one thing is there for sure. Unless there is a system, there is no growth in the business into many units, multiple units. Okay. The reason why McDonald's does billions of dollars of sales today is only because they have thousands of restaurants around the world. Okay. If there was only one McDonald's where they started, even if that McDonald's is 10,000 square foot or 100,000 square foot big, it still will not do billions of dollars of sales a day. It does today from these thousands of restaurants around the world. Okay. So if you want to build a big business, all right, you have to follow the system. Okay. And don't think that, you will make your team follow the system and, for me, I will do whatever I want. It doesn't work that way. All right. Our business is what we call as monkey see, monkey do business, which means the way you teach your team is not by talking, is by example. Okay. And I want you to know something. That is the only way you can influence or teach someone. Okay. If you think that by sitting there and doing a big training and talking to people and teaching them, they are going to follow it, it does not happen because our minds doesn't work that way. The way our mind works is observe and learn. When you observe something, you are learning even subconsciously. Okay. And that is why, if you have seen small children being fed by their mothers, all right, 6-month-old or 1-year-old children who don't talk yet. Okay. How does a mother get the child to open his or her mouth? Okay. The mother takes the food in a spoon and goes near the mouth of the child. How does a mother get the child to open the mouth? All right. The mother doesn't do a half an hour training or read a book about how to open the child's mouth or watch a video or nothing like that, right? The mother opens the mouth, there's and the child does the same thing. Finish, 2 seconds. All right. That is how our brain is wired. If you want to teach something to the team that you are building, the only way, all right, is by doing what you want them to do. Doing it all the time. Not only when they see you or whatever. You have to live that. Okay. So we are not here in Titans. We don't talk about something which we are not willing to do. I don't teach about anything that I am not willing to do or am doing already. All right. And the same thing with everybody in the leadership. All right. So the system is for you to follow, you to learn, and then to show that this works to your team. All right. Now, The in a journey that you have started, one of the most important things is knowing why you started this journey. Okay, it's like if you want to go on a journey anywhere, like say for example from New York to San Francisco, or from Toronto to Vancouver, or from Sydney to Perth, or from Colombo to Jaffna, or wherever. All right, you first know where you want to go. All right, you have the destination, the goal in your mind. If not, then you will just be wandering around without knowing where to go. All right, so the moment you start a journey, you already know where I should go. I need to reach. Okay, that helps you remain focused. That helps you reach there fastest. Now, this journey that you have started, what do you want to achieve? Your goal, your dream that we speak about, you need to know what that is. All right. Now, for a lot of people, that can be money. For a lot of people, that can be something else. When I started, okay, the first few months, first 2-3 months, I did not know that this business was such a big business, right? Like you, I also started because a friend of mine told me, and I thought, okay, maybe, I can make some money on the side or whatever. And I started. So I did not think this had such a big potential. But after I started, I started attending trainings like this. I started reading books, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant and all that stuff. And I started attending trainings, books like Think and Grow Rich, all these books. And my understanding started becoming bigger. And then also I started reading about this industry. I started reading books like The Business of the 21st Century, which talks about this wonderful industry of network marketing. All right. And soon, within 2-3 months, I realized that this is not small. Okay, this is a big industry, and then I started really doing it very seriously. Okay, so what is your goal? You should know that. What is your purpose? All right, what is that you want to achieve? We all want to earn more money. That is true, but what does that mean to you? What are you going to do with that money? That is what is even more important. Not just having X amount of money in the bank, whether you have 10 lakhs or 100,000 or 1 million or 10 million in the bank, it's just numbers, right, on the screen or on a paper. What does it mean to you? And you should know that, because that is the destination. That is what you're trying to achieve, okay? And every time when you face challenges and difficulties, it's very important for you to know where you're going and why you're going there. Okay. Same like, you are in one city and you're going to another city, okay, in your country. First of all, you need to know where you're going, right? I'm going to this city, and you should know why you're going. Okay. And the reason of going, if it is strong and very important to you, it doesn't matter what happens along the journey. There might be roadblocks, there might be a traffic jam, there might be, sometimes a flat tire in your car, but you will not give up on the journey if that is important. Okay? And it's the same thing in this journey too. The people who don't know why they are doing this, where they want to go, if they don't know these two things, the smallest challenge, the smallest difficulty they face, they say, oh, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. That's what they say. They say, oh, this doesn't work. Now, to all the people who say this doesn't work, I have an answer. It works. It has been working for 22 years. It has been working for me. It has been working for thousands of people around the world, millions of people around the world. Every day there are people making money in QNet. So it works. So what you're trying to say is it doesn't work for you. It's not that it doesn't work. Okay. Now, there is a way to make it work for you, and that is the Titans system. So you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'm not good at sales. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to convince people. No need. You don't need to be good at any of this. I was horrible at this when I started. Okay. I was 23 with no hardly any corporate experience and hardly any life experience. All right. If I can make it this long, you can even do better. Okay. And the system is what will help you achieve it. So you don't have to worry. You just need to be coachable. All right. You should be willing to learn, and then you should follow the system. The people, your uplines, will guide you. They will hold you by your hand and guide you step by step. All right. You just need to be willing to walk with them. Okay. Don't be like the stubborn children, the 2-year-old, 3-year-old who the parent is holding their hand and walking, and the child is lying on the floor, pulling the parent back and crying, "No, I don't want to come." Then it becomes difficult for your uplines to take you in the journey. Okay. Because they are not only dealing with you alone, they have a team of people they have to, in the case of a parent and a child, maybe the parent might be able to lift the child and carry and walk because there's the only child. Okay. If the parent has 10 child and all the 10 children are doing that, the parent wouldn't be able to do it. Right. So you just have to be with your team, be with your uplines. All right. They will tell you exactly what you need to do. Our system in the beginning will teach you about 5 core activities. All right. Now, I'm not going to teach you here right now. I'm going to tell you the first part. Okay. I'm going to train you on the first part, which is very important for you. But on the 5 core activities, you will have trainings coming soon. Okay. And you will be informed about it. Every week there will be trainings done either by me or Manoj or Balaji or other people. Okay. And each of these steps will be taught to you in depth. Okay. So briefly, let me tell you what the 5 core activities are. It's prospecting, prospecting, invitation, presentation, closing, and activation. Okay. So prospecting, invitation, presentation, closing, and activation. All right. And I want to talk to you about that first part, which is prospecting, and maybe also invitation. Okay. When you get started in the business, like almost all of you sitting here are just, started in the business, your prospecting is very simple. The prospecting is writing a list of all the people you know. That's it. All right. Now, even though it is such a simple process which anyone can finish in half an hour maximum, a lot of people don't do it. Okay. So why do people don't do it? Either because they think it is too simple, so they think it is not important. Simple doesn't mean it is not important. Okay. Your journey to building wealth and becoming financially free will have a lot of simple steps. Okay. If you ignore them, you will not reach where you want to reach. Just because it's simple does not mean it is not important. Okay. A lot of things that are really important are actually very simple. All right. And because it's simple, people ignore it and they remain broke and poor their whole life. All right. So making a list of all the people you know. That's it. I did not say make a list of all the people you think will join the business. That is what a lot of people assume. That is not what I'm telling. Okay. So first, start with your phone. I want you to write it on a piece of paper, not on the computer, not somewhere else, on a piece of paper. All right. Maybe you can do it on a computer, on an Excel sheet. Maybe that even works, but otherwise, preferably on a piece of paper. Okay. Because once it is from your phone on the contact list to the paper, something happens here. All right. And that's very important. So you put it on the paper. They might not, you might not even talk to 90% of the people in that list. All right. Maybe they might not qualify, but that process of putting it on the paper is very important. So don't miss it. So immediately after this, once we finish, I want you to do it. Okay. Don't keep it for tomorrow. Sit and start. Okay. Starting is the most important step in a journey. Okay, get started. Even if it's even if you cannot complete it, no problem. You start it today. All right, take a piece of paper, go through your phone. You don't have to even use your memory. Just A to Z, just write down from the contact list. If it's in the contact list, I'm assuming it's somebody whom you know. Write it down. Okay, the goal is to write down at least 200 names, at least. Okay, of people whom you know. Now, if your phone doesn't have that many numbers, go to Facebook and write down the names of the people whom you know. All right, don't write down the names of the people whom you don't know, but our dear friend Mark Zuckerberg is keeping the list for you, on behalf of you. Use it. Your Facebook account might have a lot of friends, right? Write down. Now, I'm sure it has a lot of contacts that you might not know. Don't write their names. No point at this time. But the people whom you know, okay, write it down. 200 names minimum. That's our goal. And it'll take half an hour for you to do it maximum. It will take longer if you start analyzing. Oh, this person will not join. No, that is not our decision. Okay, so let us not make their decision ourselves. So the first step is make the list. The second step is now qualifying the people. Not all the people are suitable to join the business. Not whether they will join or not. They're not suitable. If you work with people who are not suitable, it will be very frustrating for you. Okay, I know it has happened with myself. I have forced some people to come in who are just not suitable, and then it was a nightmare for me after that. Okay, so I'll tell you how to know whether somebody is suitable or not. So that is what we are going to do immediately now. You make the list, all right? Then next to the list, make a column. And on top of the column, write influence. Okay, so what it is your influence on that person. How much of an influence do you have on that person? So we are going to grade it from 1 to 10. So the first name, you put whatever number you think is, if it's 1, it means you don't have any influence at all on that person. If it is 10 or 9, it means you have very high influence on that person. That person will value what you are saying. Okay, so that's the idea, 1 to 10. Okay, that's what you do. So go through the whole list of 200 names or so and write how much of an influence you have on that person. So from 1 to 9. Okay, now what we're going to do first is choose all the people above 7 and above. Okay, so this is the people whom you have most influence with. This is easier for you to work with in the beginning. All right, so out of this 7 people who have 7 and above, now we look at 2 other criteria. One is money. Okay, if they like what they see, do you think they have the money to get started? They might not have the money in their pocket, but if they have access to credit card, yes, they can buy products and put it on the credit card, or they might have money in the bank. But it's just a guess that you think. Okay, you just write yes or no or maybe. Okay, and the next column is need. Okay, so the people who are 7 and above, most probably you might know a need, what is important for them. What do they want? Some kind of a goal or a dream that they have. How do you know this? It would have come up in some conversation in the past. Okay, the people who are 7 and above, you talk to them regularly. Maybe not every day, but regularly. All right. So in the conversations, sometimes, things like, I want to send my kid to higher education in the US or Canada or Australia. I want to build my own house. I want to build a house for my parents. I want to buy a new German car. I want to, I wish I could do this. I wish I could, travel in first class. I wish I could go to, Europe for a 1-month vacation, whatever, things that they have mentioned in the past. And you feel that it is important for them. You just write it down. Okay, in 1 or 2 words. That's it. This is it. What you got to do. All right. Once you do this, you're set. Your prospecting step is over. Once, for the people who are getting started in the business. Now, there are other ways of prospecting people whom you don't know and all that stuff. We'll discuss about that a lot later. Right now, that's not important for you. If you're just starting in the business, your prospecting is just this simple. The next step is invitation. All right. So, a lot of people confuse between invitation and presentation. Invitation is getting an appointment from somebody to come to a presentation. That's all. A mistake what a lot of people make is they talk about the business during invitation, all right, which will always backfire. Okay. Now, if somebody needs to make a decision, if your prospect needs to make a decision to start in the business, they need to know 100% of it. Okay. They need to know 100%. And that 100% should come from someone who knows how to present the 100%. Okay. So if you start talking about the business during invitation, it will be like you going and watching a movie like Terminator or Jurassic Park or, Titanic or whatever. You go and watch that movie and now you are telling the story, okay, of that movie to a friend. All right. You might have watched a 2-hour movie, but your telling of the story might finish in 10 minutes. And the other person probably, don't even get 1% of that experience that you got. It's not only information, it is the experience. All right. The whole experience is important when it comes to helping somebody to take a decision. Now, I'm not saying that you give that whole experience and everybody are going to say yes to it. No, that's not what I'm saying. All right. But if somebody has to say yes in the right manner, then they need to get that experience. All right. So you going and doing a 1 minute or 2 minute explanation of what this is, what it makes is, it then makes them assume what this is. And they will say, oh, I've heard many things like this. This is pyramiding. I know people lost money. I know this doesn't work. Only some people make money. All the things that they've heard, they will come into their mind. Even if they don't tell you that, it will come into their mind. Okay. And they will probably not come for the presentation. Or even if they come to the presentation, it will be like doing a favor to you, or they will come with a very closed mind. Okay, they're not coming there with an open mind. They're coming with a closed mind. All right. So do not talk about the business plan. Okay. About what you need to do. Don't talk about the company. It will be done in a very good way in the presentation. So why do you bother? All right. So how do you invite them? What do you say when you invite? If you shouldn't do this, what should you do? All right. Now, the only thing you need to do during invitation is check, ask a question, check with them if the need, whatever you think they have, is still important for them. All right. So, if I have a friend and I know that, for that friend sending the child to a higher education in Australia is important, then I will ask, see, you told me a few, some time ago that, you really want to send your son or daughter to Australia, is that still important for you? Okay. And they will say, yes, it is important. Okay. And then the next thing I would say is, maybe there is a way for you to do that without borrowing from anyone and taking a bank loan or anything like that. Maybe there is a way. Do you want to know what that is? That's it. Just 2 questions. All right. They will say yes. And then you say, okay, I will tell you when we can meet to talk about it. But just make sure that you keep 1 hour free and then we'll talk about it. All right. Now they will ask questions, of course, what is it? This, is it? And I'll say, don't worry. You will find out. Me trying to tell you about that right now will be, if you're talking about it on the phone, you can say that, me trying to do that over the phone right now will be trying to give you a haircut over the phone. It won't work. So don't worry. You know me, I know you. We'll talk about it. All right. And tell that, there is an online meeting and you will see something very interesting. Okay. So keep your mind open and see, maybe it is for you, maybe it is not for you. All right. Maybe it will help you to achieve that in the next 1 or 2 years. And maybe you never have to take a loan or beg or borrow in front of anyone to achieve it. All right. So emphasize on that need, and that's it. Okay. And sometimes if you don't know some need very specifically, you can even ask casual questions like, have you ever thought of, have you ever felt that, you want a business of your own? Have you ever felt that, you see all these people making money online, doing internet business and all that? Have you ever felt that, have you ever thought that how would it be if you had one? All right. Are you that kind of people? Are you that kind of person? Okay. That's it. So it's the most important thing I want you to understand is if you do the invitation properly, it's just a question. Okay. And the wrong invitation is there is no question in the wrong invitation. Okay. There's always saying like, I found something. It is fantastic. You should do it. Come, please come. And then they will ask, what is it? And then you will start telling that, oh, this is this company. They're selling this product. And, they are, it's a fantastic product. And then they'll ask you what product. Then you start talking about the product. Then they ask, how do you make money? Then you say, oh, you buy one. Then you bring 2 people. They bring 4 people. And then they start assuming, and then it doesn't end well. Okay. So the information about the company, the product, and the compensation plan, let the person doing the presentation take care of it. It's not just the knowledge and information, it's that experience. All right. So what you are doing is just picking the right people for the presentation. So what makes somebody right is that they have a desire to achieve something. Okay, they have something they want to achieve, and they're open-minded. Okay, that's it. All right. Now, if somebody doesn't want to achieve anything in life and they're just complaining and crying all the time, there's nothing you and I can do to change their life. Unfortunately, if that person could be the closest and the most important person for you, but if that person is not willing to change themselves, there's nothing you and I can do. So, make the list today, qualify, and then invite people. All right. Now, the system also talks about a strategy. Now, the 5 core activities is one part, okay, which you will learn in the next 1 month. And after you are good at invitation, the next skill I want you to learn is closing. Okay, presentation still you don't have to worry about it too much. There are people to do it. There are many people in your appliance to do it. You can still use them in the beginning, and I would suggest that every person in your contact list use somebody else to do the presentation. Okay, not you yourself doing it. It is better. Okay, and we have presentations happening, so don't worry about it. But the most important things for you to learn and master is invitation and closing. All right, so learn both of this. Now, after the 5 core activities, there is another part of the system which we call as 4 levels of duplication. Okay, this is a very important strategy. Now, what the strategy does is it helps you build a very strong foundation. Okay, the foundation, if you follow this strategy of 4 levels of duplication, your core foundation becomes very strong. All right, so it's like, the taller the building you want to make, the deeper the foundation need to be. So this is that foundation on which you're going to build this multinational, multi-million-dollar business of yours in the next 4 years' time. All right. So we call it the 4 levels of duplication. Essentially, what it is, your directs, their directs, their directs, and their directs, 4 levels. Now, so the first level is 2, then the next level is 4, and then 8, and then 16. Okay, that's how it looks like on the paper, but that's not how it happens. And you will learn how it happens. All right. Sometimes some people don't do much, and then you have to keep bringing more people because success is not so much only the vehicle. Okay, vehicle is extremely important, but it's also depending on the driver. Okay, and when I say the driver, it's the mindset, the attitude, and there's only so much you and I and these trainings can do to change the mindset of some people. So some people, they are not coachable. They're not willing to learn. All right, and you might not be able to do much. So you can wait till that person starts performing and change their mindset, which can probably happen in 2 years or maybe never happen, or you can bring somebody else. All right. So initially in the structure that we put, the team that we put, there might be some people whom you thought was good, but is not working out good. All right. Because there's, not everybody walks around with a sticker on the forehead saying that I am coachable, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to do everything. All right. They might say many things, but when things happen, they might not do. So again, I'm not going to go into detail of the 4 levels of duplication. You will have training on that. But what I'm going to tell you is the first step of that 4 levels of duplication. Okay. It is called F2. F2 is find 2. All right. Your 2 directs. So if you have not done that already, that is the most important step. And I want you to complete it during this week. I'm going to tell you how to do it. All right. Now you made the list. Okay. Fantastic. From the list, who are the people that you really want to be with you, whom you love so much, they love you, and it's very important for you. Okay. Now, to help you understand that, let me give you another analogy. All right. Let us say you are a real estate builder. Okay. Assume you are a real estate builder, and you bought about 20 acres of land, prime property in one area, and you're going to develop that into a commercial property. Okay. Now there are small parcels of land nearby that, and you know that once the news of your project goes out, those parcels of land will become more valuable, right? Will become like 100 times more valuable. Will you force some of the people whom you know to buy it? Okay. I will, and I've done that. Okay. I'll say, don't worry, just buy it, keep it, don't worry about it. And I'll tell you later, okay, what you can do with it. Okay. So there are people like that. And we do that all the time in our life. And these first 4 positions, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions that you have, once somebody occupies that position, that's that person's position for life. Okay. Nobody else can take that position anymore. Nobody else can come in between that position anymore. So but you want them there because everything you're going to build is going to be under those people, and they will sometime get benefit of it. Okay. Now, of course, you're not going to put people on all the sides of those people and give them free money. That's not what I'm saying. All right. But let them take that position. So once you start building, at least on one side, they have an organization. So sometime later, once they attend the trainings and all that stuff, they, say, okay, I want to do it. All right. Then they are there. Okay. They won't, have to join somewhere below. So this is a very important thing. Okay. And what I did when I started was, I brought in my very close friends, Manoj, Balaji, who I knew even before the business. I brought in my cousin who was in Bahrain at that time. He was the one who, gave me the visa to go to Bahrain, when I was struggling in India to find a job, suitable job and all that stuff. So the first few people I brought in were those people. Okay. Manoj did not even realize the importance of the business after some time. Okay. Balaji understood it initially, immediately he started building. My cousin, there were 2 cousins. Okay. One of them, it took almost a year for them to, he would come for meetings and all that stuff, but not really taking it seriously. The other cousin took it very seriously. So, but I am so happy that they are there, and eventually, they found the importance of the business they're doing, and the success stories are in front of you. You will meet Balaji and Manoj in the next few days in various other trainings. All right. So these few positions you have, all right, is a very, very important positions. So these are the people whom you want to bring in this week. This is F2, which is find 2, the first few positions. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4. I don't know. All right. But the way you bring these people are, you say, I am doing something very important. I know it is going to be very helpful for you and me, and I want you to take this position. Okay. You might like it, you might not like it, but I know that it will benefit you sometime down the line. Okay. And then ask them to come and attend the presentation. They will attend the presentation, and only thing you do is, okay, I want you to sign up today. All right. Now, I want them to go through the presentation. All right. I want them to understand what it is. All right. Not just, sign them up without telling them anything. That's not what I'm saying. But, once they understand and see, I am going to tell, like Manoj, Balaji, my cousins, I took them for presentation. All right. And some of them are like, yeah, good and all that. I said, no, I want you in this. All right. I don't care where you get that money from. Get it, put it, and I want you in this. All right. Maybe you are not able to see, but we are going to do big. Okay. So that's your goal this week. The first 2, 3, 4 people. All right. And identify those people from your list. Invite them. Okay. Invite them for presentation. And this week before Friday, we are going to complete your F2. All right. So that's the challenge we are going to do now. We also in Titans have launched something called as a F2 challenge. You can ask your uplines about it. There's a Facebook group called F2 challenge. Ask your uplines to send you the invitation to it. This is a 2-week challenge, and the people who complete F2 in this period, this week and next week, they get some amazing prizes and all that stuff. All right. So your goal is to do F2 this week. All right. Now you are just starting in the business. I can sit here and talk for another 2 days about why this is the most important decision you've made in your life, but you will still not understand it. I know, because I did not understand until 4th month. Okay. The 4th month is when it really clicked that, oh my God, this is so powerful. All right. And I was still attending trainings from my first month and reading books and all that stuff. But once I realized that this is it, okay, I don't have to search for anything anymore in my life. This is it. I started putting in like 8, 10 hours a day into the business. Okay. I was still working in a job. Okay. 8 hours, 9 hours a day. I was still working, and I was on the side after the job putting 8, 9 hours into the business. I did that for a few months. All right. 6 months to be precise. In the 6th month, the business was giving me 4, 5 times the salary. And then I resigned my job. And so I was able to build the business in such a way that even before my first year anniversary in the business, I was able to quit my job and have never to work for anyone else in my life ever again. Okay. Now, after 2, 3 years, I migrated to US. It's been, 16 years, almost 15, 16 years since I migrated to US. I travel around the world. I've, been invited by the founders of the company to first become a V counsel, and then to become an associate V partner, and to become a V partner. It's been almost a little bit more than 10 years that I've been a V partner. Okay. So we have, other V partner. There's a V partner Cherian in Titans. We have so many associate V partners who are in your upline. You are in very safe hands. Okay. So like I said, you might not realize it now, but after a few months, you will understand. You got one of the best systems in network marketing, not only in QNet, in the whole industry of network marketing. This is one of the best systems. So just be coachable. Just be willing to do things, even if you cannot see why it need to be done. Okay. Ask questions. No problem. I don't want any of you to be robots. Ask questions as much as you want. But even when you ask questions, if sometimes you're not able to understand why it needs to be done, then still do it. Okay. Don't wait till you insist that I will only do if I understand. Sometimes you need to do, and halfway in the middle, you will understand and realize, oh, this is why I should have done it. Okay. There's only so much you will know about swimming by remaining on the shore. Okay. You can read books about and watch videos about how to learn to swim and the experience of the swimming, and read about or listen to people who say, oh, swimming is so fun. But you got to get into the water. Okay. You got to experience it. Sometimes you will, drink some water. Right? That happens. All right. All of us have done who have learned how to swim, but that's part of it. You're not going to die. Right. There are people, you're not alone in the middle of the sea learning how to swim. There are people, all right? And the system is your safety net. We are there around you. You just have to follow the system, okay? So the uplines are there to help you, all right? But at the same time, let me say, they're not your employees. So treat their time with respect. Don't treat them like they're your employees, All right. So the uplines, the culture of the Titans, and actually in the V is what we believe as servant leadership. Okay, that's the core principle of the founders, that the leadership that we are building this company on is servant leadership. It is not dictatorial leadership. So most of the uplines, you will find that they are willing to do a lot of things for you. That's not because they are weak. It's because they believe in this core principle of servant leadership. All right. So you will learn about that, once you get started. But again, don't misunderstand their willingness to help and serve and do a lot of things for you. Don't misunderstand that for your weakness or that they don't know anything or things like that. They're very strong people. So what I mean is respect. Okay. Respect their time. So when you commit something, respect that. When you give a word, respect that. All right. We definitely will do everything possible to help you become successful. This is going to be a 3 to 4 year journey. Okay. Some people reach max out, which is the maximum potential of one tracking center, in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Some people take 6 years. But if you follow the system and the guideline, in the next 1 year, your life will change. Even though you don't reach max out, your life will completely change in the next 1 year. You will be rich. Okay. Many people would be in the next 1 year would have made so much money that they have never made in the last 10 or 20 years. All right. If they've been working. So even 1 year is big change. But, the next 2, 3, 4 years is required to unveil the full potential of the business. So don't take breaks in between, whether it is challenges or a lot of success. People sometimes get a lot of success and think, yeah, that's it. I have achieved. I have built the business. No, it takes 3 to 4 years. Okay. Sometimes you will find a lot of difficulties in the beginning and then maybe not so much difficulties later. Sometimes you will find a lot of good things and success, small success in the beginning, not so much difficulties, but later you will find a lot of difficulties. All right. So this, we don't know how the universe has arranged these things, or God has arranged these things for us. We don't know. We just need to be faithful along the journey. Okay. So, that's the most important thing I wanted to tell you. And your asset, the investment that you're putting into this is not the money, it is the time. All right. Put in as much time as you can. All right. It doesn't cost any money. All right. It's a time that you will waste otherwise. Now, I know that even before you came into the business, your day was fully packed. Okay. It was not like 3-4 hours a day you were not doing anything and sitting at home and staring at the ceiling. No, you were doing things. All right. So now you will have to stop doing things. Okay. And use that time for the business. See, if you look at people who achieve success in anything, let me give you a small example. Look at people who go to gym. Okay. Now there are people who get results and people who don't get results, right? People who in a few years' time change their body, change everything, and there are people who go and still nothing happens. All right. The main difference is the people who go get results, they go every day consistently, put in some time, and the people who don't get results, they don't go consistently. That is obvious. But what is not obvious, what is not so clear is that the people who actually go every day and put in time, they arrange their day around their workout time. Okay. Everything they do in their day is around that. They think, okay, should I shower? Okay, my shower will be after this. Should I do this? Should I eat? I will not eat 1 hour before the gym time. I should, everything is around that. That is sacred for them. They protect that. All right. Now, the people who don't go to the gym every day and don't get to the results, they do everything and then later, should I go to the gym today? Maybe I should, or today I feel, there's no point. I went yesterday, today doesn't make. So the gym time is around everything else. So after they do everything, if they get time and they are in the mood, they will go to the gym. All right. But the people who go there every day, their whole day is planned around that. Okay. So that is what happens inside. What you see outside is, oh, that person is going every day, this person is not going every day. That is obvious, that is clear. But the main difference is how you look at it. Okay, what's inside here? What's the attitude? What's your mindset when it comes to this business? Everybody has only 24 hours. The richest person and the poorest person. The universe or God has been very just in giving us everyone equally the most important thing that is required to become successful, and that is the time. And we have our mind. That's it. All right. These are the two most important things: how we think and the time we use. And that is equal for every single person in the world, you and I. So the difference in the people who remain poor and the people who become successful is how they use that time and how they use that mind. That's it. Because everything you do, the results comes from that. Okay. And a lot of people, when they look at, how the successful people became successful, they look at the outside things. Like the example I told you about the gym, they say, oh, this guy goes every day, this guy doesn't go every day. Well, that's too obvious. You'll say, oh, this guy started this business, this guy didn't start this business, this guy attended every training, this guy didn't do that, this guy was coachable, this guy was not coachable. Those are things outside. The inside thing is your attitude, your mindset. All right. So don't worry about it. The trainings that are planned for you in the Titan system will help you, will work on you everywhere. It will help you to develop your mindset. It will help you to acquire the skills, and you are not alone. You are with the best team, okay, in the industry of network marketing. All right. Now, before, I let you go, I just want you to think for 1 second. Okay. Just imagine if you get $5,000, okay, just $5,000 in cash today. What would you do with it? Okay. What would you buy? All right. This is not a loan. You don't have to pay back. It is your own money. What would you do? Okay. Whatever you think you do is something which you always, wanted, but you could not because you could not afford it. $5,000 is not a huge amount of money, but you still didn't do it because, money was not enough. That was the reason. Okay. So that's fine. Just if you get 10,000, what would you do? $10,000 today. What would you do? Think about it for a second. $10,000 currency, wherever you are, think about it. How much would that be? What would you do with it? What does that mean to you? Getting that or doing that. How does that make you feel? Right? Let's say $50,000. Let's say today you get $50,000. How will that change your life? $100,000. Okay, $1 lakh, $100,000 US dollar. How will that change your life today? All right. Now, slowly it is making bigger and bigger impact in the life. All right. Imagine 1 million US dollar. Let's say you are getting 1 million US dollar today. You don't have to pay it back. It's your money. What will you do? How will your life change? Think of all the things you will do for your family. Okay, the things that you wanted just because you have been giving excuses to yourself saying that, oh, that's not, it's not worth it. I don't need that phone. I don't need this car. I don't need to live in this kind of house. Ultimately, it's just a house and bed. Why should I live there? That's too expensive. But the real fact was you wanted it, but you were just rationalizing because there was no money. So let us say, no need to rationalize anymore. You're getting $1 million. How would that change your life? Okay. To almost 97% of the people, or maybe even more, getting $1 million is a big change in their life. Huge change. Okay. It gives them freedom. Okay. It gives them self-respect. It gives them, a whole different perspective of life. They appreciate life more. They appreciate the people more. All right. It is like a big weight taken off the shoulder, like the horse or the bullock cart, which is carrying the load the whole life of, making the ends meet. I have to do this for the family, I have to do that for the family. So just keeping on doing and carrying that weight for 10, 20, 30 years. Now suddenly, that weight is lifted and the blinders are gone. It's like whole different world. All right. And that's the feeling for 95, 97% of the population in the world. All right. And you are in a journey that can make that happen in the next few years. All right. And once you follow the system and you hit it, it's not just $1 million once in lifetime. This is a journey where you're going to make that over and over and over again every year. There are so many people already doing it. All right. And you can do it. Be coachable. Be willing to listen to your uplines and follow the system. All right. The target for this week is F2. Your 2 directs. It is the easiest thing to do. Don't overthink it. Make the list. Identify the people. Do that today itself. And tomorrow, find out when the presentation can be done from your uplines and get those people into the presentation and sign them up. All right. I really hope to see you all sometime very soon. Maybe in another training on Zoom or, some event. But I really enjoyed the time with you and welcome you all to a brand new life. Bless you. Love you all.
Thank you very much, we partner Arun George. It was a great event. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And my dear friends, that is why I told you in the beginning, we are so lucky. We have the best, right? I hope you got what I'm telling, right? So we are going to finish the event. Just want to remind you about tomorrow presentation. We are starting a English medium presentation by our another Titans founder, and it will be starting at Sri Lanka time 8 p.m. Sri Lanka time 8 p.m. You need to get a link from your upline. So talk to your upline and you get the link from your upline and you can get into the presentation. Tomorrow 8 p.m. Sri Lanka time. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.